Hello, what's up everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka ReviewKingMB, and I just got done watching, you guessed it, for the very first time, The Godfather Part 2. I know, I went through this in the first review. I'd never seen these movies until right now. This is a 1974 film that is obviously the sequel to The Godfather. It is once again directed by Francis Ford Coppola. And the plot is we see Michael, once again played by Al Pacino, who he has fully embraced this role as the Don of the Corleone family, where he is going around handling operations, going off and making business deals and partnerships and just taking this business to another level until one night when he gets attacked. His house gets shot at. So he vows to go out there and find out who was behind this, and not only that, deal with it. But also we get a ton of flashbacks, a bunch of flashbacks of Vito Corleone, a young Vito Corleone, played by Robert De Niro. You see him and where he came from, his backstory, how he made it to the States, and his rise in crime. Now, what I think of The Godfather Part 2 is I really enjoyed this movie. I did. This is even longer than the first movie. This is 3.5 hours. And I watched it and I was fully engrossed. I was entertained. I was into everything that was going on. These characters, these plots, everything. First, let me talk about Michael, because Al Pacino, I'm no expert on Pacino's career or his early work. So I'm just going to say that compared to the first movie into this one, this felt like it was Pacino coming into that Pacino that we know. The fact that most of the film he is calm and cool and calculated. Just the expressions on his face, like he doesn't let a lot get to him. And when he does get angry, he gets angry. And that's where he becomes scary. And that made me feel even worse for Diane Keaton, who plays Kay. I said this in the first movie, and this is still true for me here. Kay is the most sympathetic person in these movies because she fell in love with him before he was involved in all this, and she has stuck with him, stuck by him. She's the mother of his children. She has tried to stick by him, and he'll tell her, don't worry, in a few years the family's going to be legit, we're going to get out of this mob stuff and you won't have to worry. So she trusts him, she believes him, she wants to believe it, but it never pans out, and she gets fed up. And finally, like the most emotional scene for me in this movie. It was an abortion, Michael. It was a son, and I had it killed because this must all end. And it hurts. It's hard to watch. It's brutal. It's heart-wrenching, especially as pissed as Michael gets at her. And that's how you know, yeah, this relationship is done. It's over. And it's even sadder when she tries to visit her kids, but he like really won't allow it. It's sad. It's sad. Robert Duvall once again plays Tom Hagen, and sure, he might not get as many character moments specifically for him, but I do like that Michael trusts him more than anyone else, more than even his actual brother. Like he says, you're like a brother to me. When he goes off to deal with what happened to him, he entrusts him to take over the business, to watch over his family, and that's high praise, that's high responsibility. I guess we have to talk about Fredo. Fredo, who was a character in the first movie that I thought was a weasel, thought was like just the weakest sibling of the bunch, and he proves it tenfold here, where he is the person that helped orchestrate. I mean, look, maybe it wasn't his real intentions, right? Maybe he didn't know that Michael was going to get shot at or attempted murder. Like maybe he really thought that, as he says, this was a good business opportunity for him. He was tired of letting his younger brother take care of him. He was embarrassed by it and all this stuff. And it's like, okay, fine, Fredo, but you should have known better. You're an idiot. you're a coward, you're a weasel, you're just a no-good scumbag, honestly.
I know it was you, Fredo.
So when it came to the point where even Michael, who, just like his father in some senses, has some rules, which is crazy because this is just like the Wild West. This is just like people going out there and almost doing what they want and getting away with it. Even he says, don't do anything to Fredo, don't kill him while our mother is still alive. So obviously when she does die, it's like, okay, I'm fully expecting it, I'm fully waiting for it, and when it finally happens, I didn't feel bad. As interesting as the present day or the present time plot was, as interesting as it even was to see Michael have to face the Senate and have to answer the charges of him being this crime boss and him trying to clear the family name and dealing with all that, I think my favorite scenes, my favorite parts of this movie was the flashbacks, was the stuff of young Vito Corleone. When you see De Niro, who is so young and so like innocent at the very beginning, how he just works at this grocery store and doesn't want to be bothered with crime or anything like that. He is on the up and up until he gets fired from the job and he meets a couple of guys who show him how easy it is to steal things and get quick cash. And then this mob guy tries to throw his weight around and be like, yeah, you guys have to give me a percentage of your money. And I love that De Niro, I love that Vito was like, no, I don't want to give you money. I don't feel like we should be giving this guy money. I'm going to go take care of it. It was obvious for how a guy like that rose to become the Don that he was when we saw him in the first movie. I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed seeing his progression there, seeing him and his interaction with his kids as they were being born. I almost wish the whole movie was about that, or I got more of that. So guys, obviously, I enjoyed The Godfather Part 2. If you had to force me to pick which one I like better, the first or the second, because I'm sure somebody's going to ask, I would say the first one actually was my favorite of the two, but this one probably had a better story. Anyways, guys, let me know in the comments below what you think of The Godfather Part 2. Do you love it as well? Which one is your favorite between the two? Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later!